What's up, guys? Welcome back to Gabe Miller Music. Today, we're looking at the making of Reasons, one of the weirder songs that I've made. Yeah. Let me just jump right in. So the idea behind it was that it's got this overly happy melody, which kind of came about. I was just playing around and kind of stumbled upon that melody. I was like, oh, I could go somewhere with this. And it's like overly happy and cheerful, and then goes into that kind of darker part. And yeah. So let's just jump right into the making of. Started off with different chord progression, actually, which I've since deleted, but that kind of sparked the song, and I tried to work on that for a while. And so then I deleted that, but kept the drums, and then built the new melody over that. So I'll just go into the drums first of all, then, because that's kind of the first element of the song, really. Start off with the kick. This I rendered down from another session file of the original version of the song. So I don't remember if I processed it much, but it's fairly straightforward. Just a kick drum. On top of that, we got a snap. And the snap is just a couple milliseconds forward. Add that driving feel, very common progressive and electro house technique. Got a snare. This one was actually just one of the built-in sounds in Logic. Sounds pretty good, so I used it. We got this. Also one of the built-in sounds in Logic from Ultrabeat that's got some nice little computery sounds. And I have a bit crusher on that, and all those. I have a bit crusher and reverb on both of those as well. So we got the snap. So let me add back the kick, and we got. Then a sidechain white noise thingy. For the drums, that's basically it. It's very simple. And also the you hear how the kick is like super, super bassy. That's tuned to the key of the song, because if it wasn't, the bass of that would mess up the heavy bass of the actual bass, which I'll get into right now. So the actual bass I made in Massive. Well, let me jump into where the bass is full on here. And one thing to notice is, so I have the arrangement-wise, I have all the drums are in. Then we get to this breakdown, and when the bass comes back in, it only has the snare is gone. It's just got the snap. And so when the snare comes back in, adds this, it's another little arrangement choice, basically, that allows it to go on a little longer without being repetitive. So let's go to the bass. The bass came before the melody, so I had the drums going. I was like, man, I need some, this could go with some like super heavy bass line. So I started off, I believe, with playing mostly the offbeat, except for a few key places, and this also has LFO Tool, one of my favorite plugins of all time, on it, so just pumping it somewhat, actually pumping it pretty extreme, so it doesn't fight with the kick, and also just gets that kind of electro house vibe, kind of a Deadmau5, Wolfgang Gartner sort of vibe. So we got that, and one of the great things about this patch is that if you hit it hard, you get that, but if you hit it soft, you get. So it's like two different sounds, really. So you can get two different sounds out of it. So that adds to the kind of complextro feel of it. So we got. So if you see here, this is hard, hard, soft, and it has that different sound to it. So mainly it's just a bass on the eighth going except for the couple notes where it hits twice, like here, and that really activates the pumping. Then I have it duplicated and processed a bit differently with some distortion. And also a spreader to add some width, and so that's for the high end, so you combine them. Here's that without that high end. Hear the difference that makes. So there's that one. That's the basis of the bass, and then we finally got that little wub. No, I got this other bass too. Layering it added some fatness to it that it was kind of missing. So. And And then finally the little wub that comes in. So that's this right here. And that is also got LFO tool on it. It's pumping it. So it starts off quiet and then comes in like that. So that is the bass, and that really formed the basis of the track. Pun not intended. Then finally we get into the melodies. So that started off in this preset on Massive, actually. And I like it a lot. So I was just playing around and stumbled upon playing on the MIDI keyboard, which is usually how I come up with melodies. I have like a bass line or a chord progression, and then I'll just play around until I stumble upon a melody that's catchy. And so I ended up with this. And that was so out of character for me that I was almost like, I can't use that. But I kind of like the way it's got this super, super heavy bass. And then later on we get into this kind of darker chord progression. And yet it has this kind of overly happy vibe to it. So it's this weird juxtaposition that I enjoy. And so you know what? What the heck? I'll go with it. It's fun. So we got that. And then we got all the doubles to that. So I got a piano. Kind of slowly in there, pumping heavily. Another one. Whoops. That's a massive patch, not a piano. We got a little string patch. Kind of slowly later. And this massive patch, once again pumped. Without it, the whole thing sounds kind of empty, so you get rid of these two. You hear how much that does to just fill it out? Subtle, but very effective. And then we go down the other chord progression, and this is actually chords, not just bass and a melody. So we just start off with that patch, and then it builds from there. So now we got and this one as well. Sorry, I forgot to mention. That's super subtle though. So that's that chord progression, and it's meant to be a little darker sounding. We got go to the happy part again, and then come back into. And this time with the last chord progression, I have the leads playing some higher stuff. So I got. So this is the same lead from earlier, playing basically the chord, one of the notes from the chord progression, and pumped, as you can hear. And I have it on a little arpeggiator, so it goes. Basically, it just goes da 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 on forever as long as the note is held down. So it adds that. It's almost like in a pop rock song, you'd have a little guitar going in the background. That's basically what that is. Serves the same purpose. Then you have it wind down for the outro with a lot of white noise and just kind of have elements drop out. Alrighty, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this, found it interesting, and if you produce music, found it helpful, gave you ideas for stuff you can try in your own productions. And I'm Gabe. I will see you guys next week. Peace out.